back to the final episode of the first season of Atkins Ever After.
This is our season finale, you guys. Can you believe it?
Yes.
Well, I can't. It seemed like it went by extremely fast.
It did. Yes, it did.
Wow. Okay, so you guys, you are in for a treat for this episode. In our season finale, we are going to share our most favorite topics and or episodes. We'll talk about what we learned. How do we feel about even doing a podcast in the first place? Did we learn any lessons that we could implement in our relationship? So we're here to talk about it all. Share behind the scenes details, all of it. But before we get into our episode, you guys already know what this next segment is. This is our last appreciation post segment for season 1.
So I'm Mike, and this is Baby.
I'm Baby.
That's right.
Because he is not allowed to what?
Say your government.
Why is that?
Because if I do, there's a problem.
Okay, so let me explain. I think we talked about this in the first episode, and you guys also hear it in the intro. I just associate him calling my name with when he's upset or frustrated with me, because that's what has happened in the past. And I know that it might not be the case all the time, but that's how I feel. And also, I don't like how my name sounds coming out of your mouth. I like baby, sweetheart, whatever. Not Keisha.
I can tell.
So I feel strongly about it. And
I support you.
You do. You've been doing a great job. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Makes me feel loved.
I do my best. You are loved.
Oh,
I love your name. I love your middle name too. I just found out your middle name.
Oh, yes you did. And we will not be sharing it on camera though.
Correct. I won't be sharing.
Okay, so you want to get into this appreciation post?
Yes. So you want to go first?
Yes, because I think you went first last time, so I'm happy to go first. So, you guys, we have been traveling an awful lot this year. Like, a lot. Okay? And one of the things that I appreciate about you is your planning skills. I'm grateful that I don't have to do it. Like, I feel like you know what I look for in a hotel and flights and things like that, so you consider me. But you take the initiative to do all the planning, book the cars and everything. So I love it. Thank you so much. And we end up having a great time.
Yes.
Every time. So I really appreciate that. The second thing I appreciate about you is your protective nature. Okay, you guys, when I tell you I always feel safe when I'm with him at home or even outside of the home, I absolutely do. Like, I know that there is no kind of harm that's going to come to me that you can foresee happening.
That's correct.
So, I appreciate that. Like, you're not, you know, some men are afraid to protect their women.
What? Afraid?
Like, they just won't step up and do it, is what I'm saying. Or they might look to the woman to protect herself. But I don't have those issues. I know I don't have to worry about it with you.
And I hope none of y'all have that issue.
I hope you guys don't either. So I appreciate that very much. I appreciate how protective you are of me and our kids. You have this, you just have a protective nature about you just naturally, like you shared in last week's episode. But it means a lot that I can feel safe with you, physically and in other ways. So thank you.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to catch hands and feet.
Yeah, I don't want them to either, because it definitely wouldn't be good for them, and I don't want you to go through any type of consequences.
No, no law enforcement.
Yeah, none of that.
No.
We don't have time for it. So those are my two things. My last appreciation post for this season.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I appreciate you pushing me to be healthier. You know, the way you eat, you eat a lot of vegan foods, and, you push me to try new things and get away from meat, which is overall health. It's something that, I didn't experience growing up, is eating, only vegetables. Mm-hmm. We used to fight over meat You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also, I appreciate your hair.
Aww.
Look at your hair. You can wear any style.
You always want me to blush on camera, don't you?
Yeah, that's gorgeous. I really appreciate how you take care of yourself, and you know, you're always presentable, more than presentable, fashionable, just gorgeous.
Thank you.
So you know, it's awesome to be seen with you, be with you.
Aww.
Trophy.
Oh my gosh. Did you just call me a trophy, you guys? I think you did.
Like a trophy.
Well, thank you, baby. I appreciate that. I do take pride in my appearance and how I present myself, so I'm glad that you appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so do you want to get into what we've experienced our first season?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. You want to share some things first, or would you like for me to?
Well, ladies first.
Okay. Well, you guys, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into at all. Like, this is our first time ever podcasting. And I say that just because naturally we're private people. Yeah. We don't go around just talking about what we go through in life, right? From a day to day, and definitely not in our relationship. But we felt an opportunity to be able to share, you know, just some tips and experiences that we've gone through in hopes that it will provide some kind of clarity or healing for other people. I will say that we share the commonality in, you know, wanting to encourage and motivate other people. So that really was the catapult that caused us to even do a podcast in the first place. But, you know, it has been learnings from a technology standpoint. Definitely getting comfortable on camera. Getting comfortable with hearing ourselves back, seeing ourselves, because as you guys know, you know, you're watching our video now, right? So initially our first 2 episodes were audio only, and then people said that they wanted to see the visual, like they wanted to see us together, they wanted to see our facial expressions and our chemistry. And so we decided to come here to YouTube. So that was a different type of part to our podcast. So it was a lot of, again, learning about the technology, you know, and just being comfortable with being open and honest and transparent.
Yes. You know, it was the first time for myself just using social media.
Yeah.
You know, using, you know, YouTube especially. You know, I watch YouTube, but actually, you know, doing it ourselves and
right.
using Instagram to promote, you know, our podcast, using Facebook. So that was another experience itself. Like you say, we private.
Yeah.
You know, we've been private, but you know, our purpose is to help people, and this is part of our funnel.
Yeah, because like he said, he wasn't on social media. I had social media accounts. I didn't use them often. And so we never like posted one another or talked about one another. And now if you go to any social media platform, you will see Atkins Ever After everywhere. So, you know, it helped us to kind of step outside of our comfort zone, and also to realize that social media can be used for a variety of ways. Like, you know, most people often talk about the negative aspects of social media, but that's not how we use it. We really use it for business. We use it to stay connected to you guys as our audience. We use it to promote as they should be used, right? So we're not using it to bash anyone. We're not using it to, you know, try to be sneaky and do anything. We're simply using it to promote our brand of Atkins Ever After. So it has been, you know, learnings there too, right? Because even with social media, me personally, I went from just using it casually without any kind of thought in mind to now being very strategic, you know, and looking at insights and looking at it from more of a professional standpoint, more as a content creator. And so that was a transition mentally as well. I will also say that it takes a lot of time to do that, but I've learned some tricks and tips on how I can really manage my time better with social media. But yeah, that was definitely one of the things that we learned from it. So how did you feel with opening up about the topics that we shared?
It was different, you know, to say. It was different. It was, you know, there's some instances of being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But, you know, transparency is honesty, so.
Yeah.
Why not?
So I feel like I know this answer already, but I'll ask anyway because our audience, I'm sure they don't know. What was your most favorite topic or episode?
My most favorite episode would be the emotional intelligence and I'm trying to remember if the emotional intelligence and the behavior were in the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that.
Oh wow. Okay. I thought you was gonna say the communication one. Shut. But.
Well, I thought for some reason I'm thinking that's the same one.
No.
Types of communication and emotional intelligence. Okay.
No, it was separate.
All right. See how fast time goes.
Exactly. We talked about so much. It's hard to keep up with it. The communication episode.
Yeah. I gotta say that's it. Yeah. I got discombobulated.
Discombobulated. Wow. And you guys, I'm gonna pull out my phone because, like you said, time does go by fast. And I want to be able to share which episode that was for you guys. That communication episode was key.
It was life-changing.
Life-changing. Yeah. Yes, it was everything. For us and our audience, the feedback that we got from that was phenomenal. Like, people really started to deep dive in their relationships and have a conversation with their partners about communication styles. A lot of people, they were just introduced to the fact that there are different ones. But yeah, so it's episode 3 on YouTube. Common relationship mistakes. Let's talk about it. So you guys, if you haven't, go check that episode out. It was episode 3. It will change your life, like you said.
Yes, it changed my life, your life. It changed, you know, especially communicating with even our other loved ones.
Yeah.
You know, for sure. And then it also shone light into past experiences.
Oh.
And why those experiences were the way they were.
Yeah.
So, you know, it did some healing as well.
Just from that one topic, that's phenomenal. And that's the whole purpose and why we're doing a podcast. Like, it is to help you guys as well, or to provide some clarity, you know, and some insight, different perspectives for you guys. But we also learn in the process as well. And we take those learnings and implement it into our relationship because we want to have, you know, the best relationship that we can.
That's right.
And so we needed to also understand, like, why we were having these miscommunication episodes, or, you know, and try to figure out how we could minimize it. And it's funny now, it wasn't at the time, but it began to feel like everything that we talked about, we were experiencing.
Yeah. Yeah, like we had to use it. You know, we definitely had to use the things that we learned. I don't know if that's the way it happened, or if that's if that's a part of law of attraction.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, which I think is great because we both stand behind the fact that we don't like to talk about things that we haven't experienced. Like, you don't have information. Right. You have enough information to share unless you've experienced it. So we were given the opportunity to go through those things and to learn from it and then share with you guys. So I would say that's definitely my favorite episode. Now, I also like the episode we did with Alicia and Jeff Williams.
Oh, yes. Yes.
We had so much fun with them. Longtime friends. Well, they're family, honestly. And it just was, you know, genuine connection when they came to record with us. And they have a lot of relationship experience, being married 20 plus years with 4 beautiful sons. And they shared a lot of great insight, I feel like.
Yes, they gave super insight, you know, the experiences that they had, and also some of the metaphors that were presented.
Yes.
You know, were incredible.
Yeah, Jeff was great about doing that.
Yes. And
there was a lot of laughter. Yes. Like, as it should be, right? Like, we don't, you know, we are ourselves when we are on our videos. You guys are watching us. This is who we are every day. And so, you know, just having them come and be their natural self as well was just a good time. Like, that was our first time having guests on the podcast, which is something that we will continue doing for the seasons to come. But I just thought it was great to start with them.
Yeah,
I love them dearly.
It couldn't have been any better first guest.
Absolutely.
Than them. And it was great. You know, it was great for me meeting them.
Yeah.
And just, you know, feeling their energy and their vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. It went well. So I would say also the topic of blending families was very interesting.
Yeah.
I like.
What was interesting about it?
Well, it's the fact that we're in the middle of it right now. So we literally are talking about our real life in the episode. You know, and I think too, one of the great things about that topic was just the vulnerability that we shared. I know for me, in saying how, you know, I was apprehensive, for lack of a better word, and I'm not quite sure that's the right word, but I was a little hesitant about how to approach my bonus son, right? And how to develop relationship with him, and not wanting to cross any lines or any boundaries that I felt was there, right? Considering he has his birth mom that's still alive. But, you know, I shared that you were just like, no, there are no boundaries. Like, we're one big family. And so I had to push myself out of that to now where we're completely comfortable with one another. You know, he talks to me, he opens up with me, we laugh, we joke, you know, have a good time on family vacations, whatever. And I love it because that's the kind of relationship that I want. Like, I want him to feel like he's my own too. So
yeah, I mean, you've done an amazing job doing that, because, you know, the period that he came into, you know, of not communicate, you know, not having communication with his mom,
mm-hmm.
you know, it's something that I haven't been through.
Right.
But you know, you are going through that in a different way.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
You know, and you know, I just see how he opens up to you more than he does to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's things that, you know, you make him smile before I can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, same with you and my kids. Like, you brought one entire relationship, but I brought four. And my age groups are so spread out. You know, 2 adult daughters, and then almost preteen son, and then a little one. Well, not really. She's 8, but like 38 really. But you know, just the way that you were able to maneuver and adjust to all of those different age groups, because your son is not an adult. So now, how do you parent, quote unquote, adult children? You know, or show up for them? So that's different. But I think you figured it out. I think you do a great job. They also open up to you and appreciate you and trust you and things like that. So us blending our families working.
Yeah.
We work through things together.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, even though, you know, DJ and Jordan are younger in age, like you said, she's 38, but you know, like
yeah.
she doesn't act like a little regular little, you know, like a little kitty, you know, like just immature, and you know, you have grown up discussions with her, and you know, DJ, I mean, you say you're preteen, but you know, he act like a teenager, and he's very mature. So
they are. They are mature.
It's not like I'm talking to little kids.
Mhm. Yeah. Jordan does still have her innocence, though, that we have to make sure to protect and nurture. But yeah, she's very intelligent, so she can have conversations.
Correct.
You know, she is vocal. She don't mind speaking up for herself, taking up for herself, or speaking her opinion.
Yeah, she order her own food at the restaurant.
Yeah, she does.
And like, what would she be having? You ask her.
Ask her. Exactly. She'll tell you. But like, no.
Let me get a steak, medium well. Yeah, wait.
Lobster mac and cheese.
Yeah, wait.
And you know, just the last point I'll make about the blending families piece is, I think too that we are very intentional now about spending that individual time with each kid or gender or what have you. I know me and my boys are going out this week, so we're all excited. But you also have taken Jordan out for date night, and you have a pending date night with the adult daughters. But I think that's helpful to do that. And you made that point, which I appreciate you bringing that up and saying it's important that we separate in that way, to have that one-on-one time. And just so it's so true. It's very valuable to both parties, I feel like. So
absolutely, because we are each individuals.
Yeah.
You know.
And we have such a large family, 7 of us. So, it's a lot of different personalities, a lot of different energies.
Different likes, dislikes.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
You gotta be personable with, especially, with children.
Yeah. So, you guys, just a little sneak peek. We will be sharing some, travels with you guys next season, so you can get a taste of all these different personalities and experiences and food likes and dislikes and all of this good stuff that we experience. So we'll make sure that if not a podcast episode, that we'll have additional YouTube videos up, just kind of journaling our travels.
Awesome. So, what would you say is your least favorite subject?
Oh wow, least favorite subject. I don't know if I have a least favorite subject, honestly. Just because I think that we were very careful about the topics. We really thought abroad, meaning we thought about some common things that everybody go through in relationships. So I don't know. I don't have a least favorite.
Okay, so let me rephrase it.
Okay.
So what was one of the subjects, or were any of the subjects or episodes difficult or complicated?
Anytime I am sharing my grief trauma, that has some difficulties to it, just because I'm having to recall and remember those painful moments. While I feel like I talk about it often and I get through it, inside it's not as easy as it comes out.
Yeah.
Right? So, I think it was definitely, the episode where I shared my own self journey. And then when there was an episode, and I can't recall which one it was, but where it might have been during an appreciation post for you, that I just talked about what a great man you are to our family. And it just made me relive and be grateful for you.
I remember that.
And how I realized that, considering, the previous situation that I had gone through, my life now could look completely different than it does.
Yes.
So that was a very emotional point, because it's almost like it just hit me in that moment, that it doesn't turn out like that for everyone who has experienced that kind of loss of a spouse. So that part was hard, but other than that, I think I was fine with every other topic.
Awesome.
Pretty open, I feel like.
Yeah.
What about you? Were there any episodes that were hard for you?
Well, I would say the addiction episode, going back into that part of my life.
Yeah.
And, looking back at that was different.
Yeah, I can see how that would be the case. I'm proud of you. I know I told you on that episode and after the episode, but I am very proud of you for being so open and honest about it, and really stepping outside of yourself and maybe the fear of sharing, and realizing that it will help someone else,
Yeah.
So they hear your story and then see where you are now. That's hope, right?
Yeah.
And knowing that even addiction you don't have to succumb to it, but that you can overcome anything. Yeah. So I think it's great. Guys, that was the episode from last week that was about his story, the self-work that he has done. You really want to go and listen to that episode, watch that episode. It was phenomenal, and it could potentially help you if you're battling with addiction, or someone that if they're battling. But really check that episode out and take some of the tips away that he shared. He was very transparent about what he's going through. So
yes, and thank you for pushing me to, do it.
absolutely.
Because like you said, the main thing was to help, somebody else if they going through it, or if they know somebody that's going through it, they're dealing with somebody that's going through it.
Yeah. Yeah, because the thing is, no one should be ashamed of their past. Everyone does things to the best of their ability at that time in their life, right? But also at the same time, from a spiritual perspective, it is building a testimony that is to be shared in your future. Like we have said before, there are a tribe of people who's assigned to everybody. And so there are people who need to hear what you have gone through in life to take a step forward into their healing. There's people that need to hear what I've gone through in life to be able to take a step forward into their healing. And so, did a fantastic job with it. Really did. Again, like I said, it's not anything to be ashamed of. It built who you are today. Right? Because without it, you wouldn't be the same man. You wouldn't have the same outlook on life, And so
true.
Yeah, we go through things, we learn from them, and then we move forward. That's life.
Yeah, forward. That's right.
Move forward. Yep. So, how did you like taping with me?
I love it. I love it. I don't ever want to stop. I always wanted to be on TV, as a kid.
Okay.
And, so I get to be on TV with the love of my life.
Yes.
Come on, man. What's better than that?
I love it. I love taping with you as well. Because, you guys, these are conversations that we have all the time anyway.
Yes.
And we just decided to turn on the camera, get a microphone, and let you guys be a part of it, really. We have deep conversations. We have conversations that's just casual, but that's hopefully how people converse in their relationships. But we're always talking about life and, how to be better as individuals, how to be better as a couple. And so these topics that we chose, again, just stemmed from conversations that we thought would be, helpful.
Yes.
But yeah, it was fun taping with you for sure. I had an opportunity to create a set, which I love interior decorating. The set, AEA, you guys see our brand name. However, it will be different next season just because I like to change things up. But yeah, it was so much fun.
Yes, definitely fun. And another thing too is that it gave our family, the older women in our family, an opportunity to hone in on a craft that is highly desirable.
Yeah.
Which is editing.
Yes.
And, so they were able to learn that, and one day, monetize.
Exactly. So, side note. Okay, couples out there, are you with someone who is in your brain all the time? And literally the same time you're having a thought, they speak the words out of their mouth? Let us know in the comments. That is what we have going on all the time. I literally was about to say, and it became a family event. And then you talk about the older girls. Yeah, I mean, they're building a production company from it, So if any of you need any editing for YouTube videos, audio for podcasts, let us know in our comments. They are great editors, which you can go back and see our videos. He and I only show up to record and have the conversation. We don't edit, they edit. So they're doing a phenomenal job, and they'll be happy to have a discussion with you about your needs. So yeah, it's a family affair.
Yes, because you if y'all look back on the difference between our first episode, first two maybe.
Yeah, probably first two.
And the other ones, then you can see the quality and the different additions.
Yeah.
To the episode. So yeah, definitely if you need editing, production, reach out to them.
Absolutely. They also have YouTube channels, so we'll share their YouTube channels in the description of this video as well, so that you can just, reach out to them on their channels. I'm pretty sure they have their social media handles on there, so you can DM them, inbox. But yeah, have a conversation with them. I know that a lot of people are getting into YouTube now. A lot of people are getting into podcasting, and so they can certainly help you out.
Yeah, they can set up the whole shebang.
Exactly.
They can set up your account. They can set up your podcast. They can set up your YouTube. They can, do the editing.
Yeah.
Record.
Everything. Because it's been a lifesaver for us.
Right. They're here now. They're here now.
Behind the scenes. They're behind the scenes. The thing is, we have other businesses, and so it saves us time from having to do it. They take the time to do it, and they know us as their parents, so they know what we like. They know how we want to present ourselves, and so we don't have to have a whole lot of conversation about anything. We trust them, and they know when our publishing dates are, and they just do what they need to do. And it frees up time for us, like I said, so we can focus on other things.
Yes. So thank you and thank you.
Absolutely. So is there anything else we want to share with our audience before we close out?
What, you got something? Because you looking like you got something.
No, I don't. It's just been a lot of fun. I started another podcast with a longtime friend prior to this one. So coming into ours, I had some knowledge, right, about the podcasting format, the system that we use, and it was helpful, for me to be able to start not completely blind, but with, like I said, having some knowledge and insight. But there still are a lot of things that I learned with ours, because we have a brand, so it's more than just this podcast or our YouTube channel. It's a full-on brand that I have to consider when we're doing things.
Yeah, I mean, because you highly technically savvy. Anyway, and you definitely put together everything from the beginning, which I appreciate, because I don't, that's not my forte. But I appreciate everything you've done, and it definitely has been fun. It's been learning. Like you said, we were talking about our favorite episode.
Yeah.
And just the things that it helped in life. As far as communication, like, that was huge.
Yes.
That was huge, and it definitely changed the way I communicate with you.
Yeah. Same with me. And one thing too is, so you guys, we were supposed to get married this past May, but due to COVID, we had to postpone it a year out, so we'll be getting married next May. But I will say, the time that we've had an opportunity to start the podcast, for one, and then it sparked these types of conversations, we are closer than we were before. Like, our bond is so much tighter. Our friendship is there. So by the time next May comes, like, we will definitely be ready. We were going to be ready anyway, but this time that we've had to really have these deep conversations and have to be transparent, because authenticity is something that we stand by for ourselves and for you guys. So we wanted to make sure that we were transparent and open and honest. And in doing that, it uncovered a lot of different layers that we had not uncovered thus far.
So what's next?
What is next for season 2? I foresee definitely some more guests on our episode, and not necessarily just couples. We want to have individuals on, depending on what the topic is about. Definitely set change. Also, one change that we'll be making for you guys, because we do recognize that we have an audio only audience and we have a video only audience. And so for this season, we were posting on 2 different days. So audio would come out on Wednesdays, video portion would come out on Thursdays. But starting next season, it will all come out same day, audio and video. So that will be on Thursdays. So Atkins Ever After is here to take over your Thursdays every week.
Yes.
So
Thursday takeover.
Those are definitely some of the things that you guys can look forward to. What about from your perspective? What are some things you want to see happen?
I just want to see, like you said, more interaction with guests, and just deep topics like we talk about.
Yeah.
I feel like as we are going, as we have gotten into doing these episodes, I feel more comfortable myself.
Yeah.
And so just the experience, experience and learning, and talking about real life things that can help.
Yeah. And also during next season, it will encompass our wedding, new marriage. So I'm pretty sure that will bring about a topic or topics. We might even incorporate some after dark topics.
After dark. What happens after dark?
A lot happens after dark. You have to tune in next season to find out what happens after dark.
I have a song playing in my head right now.
Oh gosh, just tell me the artist first.
I don't know who the artist is, but they come out at night.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. So I'm sure those will be some topics that we talked about, because we didn't talk about any of those. And we want people to also have healthy relationships as far as the intimacy is, as we think about the intimacy part of a relationship. That part needs to be healthy, not just communication, not just being able to recognize emotional intelligence, not just giving insight on how to blend families or things of that nature, but intimacy is a big part of a relationship. Yeah. It definitely is for us. So anyway, next season, tune in. We'll share more.
Yeah.
So that is all, you guys. I hope that you all really enjoyed season 1. If you have not looked at all the episodes, make sure you go back to watch. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel.
Yeah, we got a lot of new subscribers.
A lot of new subscribers. We have a lot of views on our episodes as well. We want you to be a part of that. So make sure you are subscribed first and foremost. Make sure you have your post notifications on for when we launch for next season. And definitely share these episodes, share our channel with other people. We are here to promote relationship positivity. We are here to promote individuality as well. And just, we want to nurture and provide motivation and insight just on healthiness in general. And so, next season we might even go through like individual healthy journeys, because I know, babe, you exercise and you do a lot of things as far as your health is concerned. So you might do a video where you're sharing your regimen. Who knows? We're not just going to be doing podcast videos only. We will be uploading other videos as well, like I mentioned, travel and whatever else comes to mind.
I think like cooking, maybe cooking and talking, at the same time.
I want him to do my makeup, you guys. I want that to be a video.
I'll definitely do that.
So, y'all, in the comments below, let us know what y'all think about that. Do y'all want to see a video of him doing my makeup? And I will not instruct him. I won't tell him what each product is for. He just has to figure it out and has to figure out where that product goes. So that should be very interesting.
Yes.
One thing we forgot to talk about too is we definitely promoted date night heavily. And we also promoted showing appreciation to your partner.
Yes, that's major. Hope y'all doing that.
Yes, so that definitely will continue to be a segment, as well as we will continue our date night.
Yeah, and I mean we have some partners, right? We gained some partners.
Absolutely. So that's another part. We gained sponsors this our very first season. We gained sponsors.
Yeah.
And actually we had more sponsors than we had episodes left. So those additional sponsors will run over into the new season. So also be on the lookout for giveaways, because those sponsors are also, they're small business owners, and they would like to gift our subscribers, gift our members to our Facebook group with some items that are high value. And so you want to make sure that you stay connected with Atkins Ever After. If you are on Facebook, you want to look out for my page, Keisha Lewis, and send me an inbox and let me know if you're interested in joining our private Facebook group as well. We talk about a lot of different things in there. We support one another, and it's a fun group to be connected to. So they also get exclusive insight on different things that we have going on. So they are our family, so we want to make sure that they are, staying in the loop with us before anyone else. So let us know if you want to be a part of that group, and we can certainly discuss it.
Join it. It's awesome.
So again, we have a lot that we've accomplished this first season, and there will be so much more that we will accomplish next season and moving forward. So babe, before we end our episode, the last episode of the season, we need to get into our final segment, which is our relationship tip. But instead of it being for the week, this is our relationship tip for the season. Yes, this season. Yes. So how about we share in this task of offering tips and guidance to our audience?
Okay. Yeah.
See you guys right here. So a tip that I would offer is to make sure you stay in tune with your emotional intelligence. Make sure you understand that you can set the temperature for the room, and what that means is if your mood is off, it can trigger your partner or your family members around you. And so you want to make sure you are doing what you need to do to check yourself first, and make sure you come into the space of your relationship, your home, as healthy and as whole as you can be.
Yes, and as far as emotional intelligence goes as well, is if you get into an argument with your partner, spouse, whatever, just take a moment, step back and think.
Yes.
Take time and think about the situation. Don't be quick to react.
Yes. Respond, not react. Absolutely. So what else would be your tip? What would be another tip you offer?
Another tip I will offer is, if you protect your energy. Protect your energy, protect your space. If there's anything that's not for you, stay away from it.
Yeah, I agree, and I think we showcased that. We allowed our, longtime friends to come in to our home to record, but it's because we knew their energy, right?
That's right.
We're not quick to allow people to come inside or near our space, because it is important that we protect our energy, like you said. And then another tip is communication is key to everything. I'm a huge advocate in that I can have a conversation about anything, and I don't have to take things personally as long as it's done in a respectful manner, right? So disrespect is what triggers me, and takes me off guard.
Yes.
But if it's done respectfully, we can have a conversation, and sometimes you agree to disagree, and that's okay too. It doesn't make me feel a way about you or the relationship. It just is a point where I have my thoughts on something and you have your thoughts on something, and they're not aligned, and then we just move forward, I feel like. So communication is key. Don't shy away from having conversations, and don't suppress how you truly feel just for the sake of saving face. Like, you deserve to have your voice heard. You deserve to get your feelings out, but do it in a mature, respectful way.
That's right. And just love. The people around you that you love, make sure they know it. Make sure they know it each and every day, because things change by the minute. make sure you love the people. Let them know that you love them. Give them their flowers while they're here.
Yeah, agreed. And lastly for me is try something new. This was completely new for the both of us. I had a blog. I have a blog, but that's completely different than recording. Right? Completely different than that was me typing behind a computer and then, you know, sharing it with the world. But you guys see me, you hear me, right? So that's different. So we thought we would embark on this new journey together. And it has worked well. So don't be afraid to try something new as an individual and also with your partner.
That's right. High five.
Any more tips you would like to share with our audience?
That's it. Just you know, protect your energy. Let those ones around you know that you love them. If you love them.
Yeah.
And you know, just do the right thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. So guys, we hope that you enjoyed our last segment and that you take these tips away and implement them into your lives. We really truly appreciate you and we look forward to spending more time with you next season. We will be off for a few weeks. There are holidays, so you know we know that you guys will be with your loved ones as well. So look forward to us returning at the top of next year. So until then, have a great holiday season.